Hey, so I know a lot of students are getting ready for their first exam, or maybe they're nervous about what the first exam of medical school is going to be like, and I thought I'd make a video just kind of explaining how you would prepare for such an exam. So we have a ton of information, and you really do not have the luxury of like cramming for anything. That's just not realistic. It's not really anything you can do. So really, it's gonna feel like you're cramming the first day. And that's kind of how you treat it. You're studying, say if an first exam is 3 weeks away. You gotta treat it as you're studying for that exam like day one, 3 weeks. That's how long it's gonna take you to study for this exam. That's how I approached it, and it worked out really well for me because I made sure that I was understanding all the material as I went, and then reviewing it constantly, and then by the time the exam came, I didn't feel like I had to do any extra studying for the exam. I was just basically just doing the same thing the whole time. So there's a couple ways that you can go about this, okay? Because you got to review the material. That's like the first important thing. You can take notes like a regular student, like standard traditional way of taking notes, and then reviewing them, okay? I think the weekend's a really good time because you have a lot of, catch-up time. It's a good way to like make sure that you understand everything. Go in detail. Maybe use the lecture slides as a reference. The videos, I think they're kind of a waste of time. You should, in my mind, you should really have smoothed out any kind of questions that you had like that day that you covered that lecture. Okay, that's like the most important thing. For me, I made sure that I would spend more time on the day of the lecture to make sure I understood everything that the teacher was saying. And I smoothed out all the things I was a little unsure of, so that like in general, I only had to make like small tweaks to my information by like the weekend. By that point, I had reviewed it enough times that I understood what was actually wrong if I had taken some weird little note. But the weekends are good just to smooth out any little details, okay? Reviewing all the lectures that you'd covered that week, all of them. But not like in crazy detail. I mean, you just go over the material that you feel like you need to work on. That's probably the best. Okay, and then I know a lot of advisors say you need to be doing questions every day, and I think that's a smart plan. I mean, it gets you used to that test-taking skill. But personally, I didn't feel like I had enough time to do a bunch of questions, and sometimes the question banks are referencing lectures that you hadn't seen. So I like to save a bulk of them for the weekend. I think it's smart to do a little bit of both. Like, do some every day just so you're keeping your brain fresh and you know like what kind of material you could be tested on. So it can kind of guide your studies as you're going through the week. But on the weekends, I like to simulate like mock exams where I'm timing myself and I'm trying to pace myself. I know what pace I need to maintain to answer these questions. So that's the first way you can do this. The second way, okay, still with the questions, but the second way is using Anki. That's the way I did it. I found that was probably the best way. For me, I know some people who did well who didn't use it, so don't feel bad if you're not going to use Anki, but you should maybe a little bit. It's really easy. But the nice thing with Anki is that you're reviewing as you go. So if you use Anki, you know how it goes. But if you're not doing that, that's how you got to treat it. And if you are using Anki, you got to make sure that you're going through every single card. Like if you have cards banked up and it's the weekend, you need to go through all of them. You need to make sure that you go through all of them. Okay. Also on the weekend, going up to an exam, or especially like I do a lot more whiteboarding on the weekend. It's more like for me to take the time to like, if there was things that I knew that I need to just straight memorize, okay, the whiteboarding is great. And the weekend is a great time to do that, where you cover every little piece, like every enzyme and intermediate, okay? That's a great time to start working on that, is on the weekend. And white it out, maybe take like an hour and say, okay, I'm gonna just work on this one topic that has a bunch of different pieces, and I need to know them all in one shot. Like say this, I need to know all that. I'm just gonna keep rewriting it multiple times. And it's interesting, by like the third time, it's like stuck in your head, it's weird. It's like magic. Okay, so whiteboarding, reviewing lectures, if you do, old school lectures where you just look at your lectures and whatever. And then doing questions, okay? So those are the big pieces. So now, you got to meet with other students coming up to the lecture. I think that is important. You cannot skip that, okay? Regardless of using Anki or doing anything else or doing enough questions, you need to be meeting with people because you don't know what you don't know, okay? You may think you know a topic and then someone's gonna ask a question that you're not comfortable with, that you've been kind of avoiding subconsciously, and they're gonna grill you and they're gonna show your weak points. And so it's really important to meet with a lot of different people who have different skills. I think that's a good thing, okay? So you got to meet with other students. You have to. You can connect with people through like your group, the small group that you have to be a part of. Just hey, anybody want to meet up, for an hour or so, on Zoom. So really important. Got to do that. That's like crazy important. Make questions for each other and try to see what the other person knows. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. All right. So we covered, partner learning, really important. Now, specific test-taking skills. Okay, let's go through that, okay? You're gonna get these little quizzes every week, the MCQs, that you have to do just for participation. They're not graded. You just need to take them to get a point, okay? But because it's the same program that the real exam is on, like it's like Exemplify, it's the same kind of program and it's the same kind of proctoring system, same color, everything is the same, okay? I would treat it as I was taking the exam. I think that's really important. So I would make sure to study my buns off, like make sure I reviewed all the material, and then the exam is usually posted on a Sunday or a Monday or something like that. I would treat that as I'm gonna take an exam, a little mini exam, okay? So I know some people will just take it, just get their points. I don't think that's a good idea. And a couple times I did that because I just wanted to get the point and just keep moving because I was behind or something. But then I did worse on that section, So I feel like the better score you get on a quiz, the better you're gonna do in the exam. I mean, don't feel bad. If you flunk the quiz, sometimes the quizzes are hard. Sometimes the quizzes are a lot harder than what you'll actually see on the exam. So don't worry too much. Because they haven't gone through the same kind of review process as the regular exam. That always made me feel better. That might be a possibility, but don't take my word on that. They might be harder. But don't feel bad if you do poorly on those quizzes, but treat them like the exam. You want to give it your best. And when you're going through the questions, don't try to rush them through them. Treat them like the exam. Take some time and read every question and try to understand the wrong answers. Try to understand all the different answer choices that, what they're asking. Okay. So while you're doing those quizzes, because we're allowed to take our exams at our houses, right? You're recorded, and you can't look away from the screen. You can't do anything weird with your hands. It's kind of strict. So when I was taking my exams on my computer, I would try to do the same thing. I would stare straight at the screen. I wouldn't look anywhere else. I wouldn't have any notes. Don't freaking use notes on those quizzes. You want to know what you don't know, okay? And if you're using your notes, that's not great. That's not a great situation. Okay, occasionally some people, if I have something on the board, I might peek. Don't do that, okay? That's stupid. I did it a couple times. Don't do that, okay? Give yourself you really want to have a good assessment, okay? So you're looking at the computer, you're not fidgeting with your hands, and you're just practicing staring at the screen and not fidgeting, because you can get marked down for that. So it's important to simulate that experience, because it's kind of unnerving to not look away. You want to look away, your eye itches, you want to touch your face. You just have to train yourself to simulate what you're actually going to be in the exam. And then when you get into the actual exam, it won't be some new experience, where you don't have your notes. That's why you don't use them, okay? All right, so that's the practice quizzes. So now, going up to the exam, download your exam early. Don't mess around. That's not something that you should be messing with. If you have problems downloading it early in the week, that's a great situation than having problems the day of, and then you're losing time, okay? I've heard that happening. It's very unfortunate. You do not want that to happen. Download your gosh darn test early. That's an important one. I'm gonna scream at you. Don't Don't wait till the last minute. Download it early. As early, if they post it, download it, okay? Because then it's just something you don't have to worry about. All right, so, you know, you got the night before jitters. I did questions all up until the last minute. That was me. Some people like to relax the night before. That's great for them. Okay, whatever brings your anxiety down, like doing more questions made me feel more confident, so my anxiety went down. For some people, it's like don't look at any material and enjoy yourself the day before an exam. Sure, do that too, okay? Do what works for you. Maybe eat some like pizza the night before, like kind of celebrate, pre-celebrate, whatever, I don't know. So the day of the exam, I made it an effort to get up a little earlier so that I could eat. Because the exam is so long, and this is, you got to treat these big, long day exams, they're long. You got to treat them like a race or some kind of competition. And your food intake is going to affect how you perform. Because if your blood sugar like drops a little lower, you're just going to get like lazy and tired, right? Okay, so you got to make sure that you eat like good, healthy food. I did oatmeal with a lot of nuts and stuff, maybe a little bit of protein powder in there, healthy fats, things that were gonna last throughout the exam. Right before the exam, like right before the exam started, I would drink coffee. And I did that because like first thing in the morning, I have a little bit of energy, but like as you get into the exam, I felt like I would fatigue a little bit. So if I drank coffee right as I started, the coffee wouldn't kick in until like a little bit into the first block. So it was cool because then I had like constant, you know, like boost of energy throughout the whole exam. So that was just a little weird trick that I did. Really good test taking skills as you're going through these blocks. Really good test taking skills is reading the full question. Okay, that's going to be my biggest tip to you. When you're actually in the exam situation, read the full question. Do not just read the first half and be like, oh, I know this, and then answer it, and then just keep moving on. Or the bottom half. Don't do either of those. Don't do any of those, because you're going to lose points, and it's lame because you might be smart enough and you could have figured that out, but you didn't read the whole gosh darn question. So, and that happened to me, and I was so irritated. You want to read the question nice and slow. I know you're on a timer. Just make sure that you understand every bit, okay? And then you'll start getting an idea when you, especially, this is what happens. You'll read the question, you'll start understanding something, and you'll be like, oh, I know the answer to this. And not finish it, because you're like, oh, I'm gonna save some time. And then you look at the question bank, or the questions that you have, the answer choices. And from the first part of the little question, it's kind of leading you toward a certain type of answer, and you're like, oh, I know this. And you look, and oh, that answer's there. Perfect. That's the answer. But then, if you've kept reading, you would have noticed that no, they're actually asking about something completely different. They were guiding you toward this one question, and then at the last second it says, what's the meaning of this? It's a whole prompt about like diarrhea or something, water loss and ions, and then all of a sudden they're like, what's the cell? You know, something that's totally not related to the first part of the question. So read the whole question. I'm telling you, it's not worth it trying to speed through it, because yeah, it's great to have extra time so that you can go and review. But if you're missing a question on something stupid like that, it feels awful. So just read the whole thing. All right, don't spend too much time on questions. Like, go through them. For me, what I try to do is just read the whole question through, try to answer it in my head first, and then look, is that answer there? And that's how I would approach it. So I wasn't kind of guided by any distractors. That's what they call them. Really good questions that like are going to distract you, that you just want to answer, but they're not correct. So I would try to answer it first in my head, and then look for that answer. Okay, that's important. And then sometimes a good test taking strategy is just look at some of them and just say like why they're definitely wrong. Like I would try to get those like out of the way if I was struggling with a question. Okay. Flagging questions, flag them. It's a good way to just know, hey, I didn't feel great with this question. I want to go back. Generally your first choice is going to be the best. Sometimes I went back and I changed it to a wrong answer. Sometimes I went back and I changed it to a right answer. So I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, it helps me sometimes and didn't help me others. So I don't know if your force instinct is always the best, but whatever. All right, and then you got 3 of these blocks. You got 3 blocks of exams, and you got to repeat this 3 times, okay? And you can finish early, like on each block, and then you get a little bit more time as rest time between the blocks. You should be eating. You should be relaxing. Sometimes I would look at my notes if I felt like they didn't ask any of these questions that I've struggled with in review. It may come up on the next block, but you never know. You never know. Never know. Sometimes you'll study your buns off for some topic and it never comes up. Like, and they keep saying, oh, it's going to be on the exam, and it never shows up. So that's another situation. Anyway, well, I hope you guys the best of luck. I know you guys can do it. So go kick some booty.